Rock and Roll Geek Show 658.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is... Hold on a second. Hey, turn down your speakers on the other end there.
Sorry, Michael.
Today is Thursday, September 10th, 2015, when I'm recording this. And if you didn't hear the echo, I have a guest co-host on tonight's episode. I don't know if you know, but I have a friends and people who donate to the show. It's called the Friends and Family Membership. And one of the levels I have is if you donate $100, you can co-host the show with me. And actually, you can host the show, and I will be your co-host. So tonight, I'm the co-host. I'm the faithful sidekick of a guy named BJ Lisko. Hi, boss.
How are you, Michael?
I'm your slave tonight, my friend. Thank you for the donation. You got headphones there, boss? Boss. I'm gonna stop saying boss. I sound like a ghetto dude, so I apologize.
I'm saying boss. Am I echoing like crazy? Is this bad?
No, it sounds great now.
Okay, well, good. No, man. Thanks, thanks so much for having me, man. Love big fan of the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and it's good to be here. And I encourage, any other bands that are looking to, play some tracks, and kind of want to get their name out to the Rock and Roll Geek Show audience. I certainly encourage them to do the $100 co-host. Do the $100 co-host donation at rockandrollgeekshow.com.
Well, thank you very much for donating. As your employee tonight, is it okay if I drink beer on the job?
Oh, I don't know, but yeah, of course.
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to open up this fine Tecate. This is my third beer of the day, and you know what they say about the third one?
Always the best.
That is so true. Okay, BJ Lisko. So tell me, so BJ Lisko plays in a band called the Turbo Lovers, and you were on the show with me when Jesse Fink was on. We were talking about his book, The Youngs.
Correct. Yes.
And you said you had a band called the Turbo Lovers, and what else do? You write for someone?
Yeah, my regular job is I'm an entertainment writer for the Repository out of Canton, Ohio.
Canton, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, out of Canton. So I live in Youngstown, but commute from Youngstown to Canton every day. But write for the Repository out of Canton. I design and write for their Ticket Entertainment Weekly. So anybody that comes through from basically Canton, Akron, Cleveland, we usually have access to, unless they're, humongous, unless it's like, Billy Joel or Elton John or somebody gigantic like that. We usually have access to talking to. So it's kind of like, I do entertainment, kind of all scopes, but obviously with my tastes, it gears a little bit more toward rock and roll. Obviously with just kind of with each issue. So, but it's a fun job.
What is the Repository? Is that like a free paper in Ohio?
No, it's the daily paper for Canton. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's a newspaper.
Yep. Yeah.
So you get into free. You probably get in free to all the shows and stuff.
Many of them, yes.
Very nice.
Which is good. Yeah. Very, very good benefit to have.
Yeah. Did you go to college to be a writer for the newspaper, or what? How did you get into the job?
Yeah, I did.
For aspiring music news writers.
There you go. Yeah, I went. I went to Youngstown State University here in Youngstown. Majored in journalism. Went up kind of the ladder, which is journalism. Really, I mean, if you're gonna do journalism for a living, and you're not a hot chick. If you're a hot chick, I just say just go do broadcast journalism because you'll move up the ladder way faster and you'll make a lot more money. But if you're a rock and roll geek like myself, you kind of have to go up the ladder. So I started as a sports editor in a little town called Salem, which is south of Youngstown, and did that for 8 years. then did my own paper at Youngstown. I did my own free kind of trade paper, and then that led to the repository. But it took a while to get to get to the repository and to get where I am. But it's for every, like I said, seeing, I think I saw Aerosmith for free. I saw Whitesnake for free. All this stuff. Getting those tickets. It's well worth the wait. If like I said, if you're able to hold out, it's worth the wait.
And how long did you go to college to do that?
5 years.
All right. And what's a job like that pay?
To start out, you make dick. Honestly, like most newspapers, it's really shitty pay. You're making probably $10 an hour if you're lucky.
Right.
If you're lucky, as you go up, though, I mean, now I make double that. So
you make $20 an hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
5 years of college for $20 an hour. There you go.
Yeah, so it's not bad, but it's in Youngstown's a really cheap place to live, so it works out.
What is the kind of food in Youngstown that Ohio is known for?
Youngstown is Youngstown pretty much it's very Italian. So Italian food is really, really big here. There's a lot of great Italian places. The pizza here is fantastic. Like you can go even like it's crazy because I work an hour away in Canton, and the pizza there sucks. It's awful. I mean, I haven't found really a good pizza place there. But Youngstown, even like the sort of, you're kind of comparing. I guess to put it in rock and roll geek terms, it's kind of like comparing like I don't know, like Back in Black to Highway to Hell to I mean they're all good. So pizza is really big in Youngstown. Italian food is the big thing, and barbecue's pretty big here too.
Okay, what is the barbecue sauce? What kind of sauce do they have? Is that a red sauce, like a Kansas City type sauce?
In Youngstown, like the best barbecue places, my favorite barbecue sauce out of Youngstown is a place called the Royal Oaks, which is where we play gigs there a lot too. But they have great barbecue. Theirs is more based. It's not like a super sweet sauce. Like the base of it is more like, I guess if I was going to compare it to like just kind of a general sauce, it'd be more like an open pit or like a Ken's Steakhouse barbecue sauce. But it's obviously a lot better than that. They soup it up. But yeah, it's more along the lines of I don't know what's but it's not the molasses kind of.
It's vinegary, more vinegar.
Correct. Exactly.
All right. I happen to be a barbecue sauce aficionado is the reason I ask.
What's your favorite?
I like the Carolina mustard sauce. I make my own, actually. I don't even buy sauce hardly anymore unless people send it to me, which I always love when people send me local. Whenever I go out of town, I always buy the local barbecue sauce because I like to sample all the town's barbecue sauces. But my favorite is the Carolina mustard sauce, and I have deconstructed the recipe or figured it out, and now I can make my own, so I don't need to buy it anymore.
Very nice.
I'm from Florida. Florida. The main sauce is Carolina mustard sauce, which is South Carolina sauce.
Very nice. Have you done a Cooking with Butler that kind of deconstructs that sauce?
No, I should actually. I'm long overdue for Cooking with Butler. On a recent Dog Days episode, I actually did an audio recipe when I was making something, and I gave a recipe on how to do that. So I need to do another Cooking with Butler. It's just I have to shoot it myself and edit video, and I'm kind of bored with editing video right now. So
I got you. No, man, I would love to. I'd love to get the recipe. I think a lot of your, I think a lot of the Rock and Roll Geek Show crowd would love it too. I can't imagine too many people out in the Rock and Roll Geek Show universe don't like barbecue.
Well, it's basically just. It's basically just mustard, apple cider vinegar, and some brown sugar and other things, but that's the gist of it.
Nice. What's your favorite? I mean, is there a sauce that of the stuff that's on the shelves? Is there anything that is worthy of the Butler Kitchen?
Not really. I don't really buy. There's nothing at the grocery store that I ever buy for barbecue sauce. Occasionally, if I'm desperate, I'll get Stubbs, I guess, but not a huge fan of it. It's all right, but. Yeah. I'll sometimes, I went to the fancy food show and I got a bunch of free barbecue sauce from people, but I don't really buy much off the shelves.
Michael, you there?
Oh, hold on a second. Can you hear me? Okay. It happened a lot, so I got to unpause it here.
No
All
way.
right, I'm back. My computer, by the way, friends, my computer is way outdated and Skype sucks dick on it, so occasionally it will sound like I'm from outer space on the other line. And when I interviewed Inger Laurie, that kept happening, and it's so fucking embarrassing. I apologize, BJ Lisko. I hope you don't fire me because of that.
No worries. No, I was asking before, is there a barbecue sauce on the shelves you can buy that's worthy of the Butler Kitchen?
Nothing that I really buy at the grocery store. If I just said this already, but if I'm desperate, I will occasionally get Stubbs, or I will look for like an off-brand.
Gotcha.
Lately, I've been going to more like gourmet, not gourmet, but a more higher end, not even higher end, but more like specialty grocery stores, and they tend to have more obscure sauces, and occasionally I'll buy something from there, but usually I stick with my own sauce now because everybody in the family likes it, and it's easy to make, and it's practically free to make. Barbecue sauce is markup is way. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to make barbecue sauce, especially once you know how to do it.
Right.
It costs as much as a bottle of mustard.
Gotcha. Nice. No, like I said, I would love to would love to try some. I think you just like I said, you just gave us basically the recipe for it. So would love to cook that up out here for my barbecue friends out here in Youngstown.
All right, well there you go. I will do that for you, BJ Lisko.
Killer, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, no, my friend. Like I said, I appreciate you having me on the show. We kind of moved on. Turbo Lovers has a new album out. My band, it's called Over the Hump. It's available on iTunes. I would just direct people to there. And if you want a physical copy of it, you can hit me up, on our Facebook page, just facebook.com/the Turbo Lovers. And we get a new one that we think a lot of rock and roll fans will like.
What do you play in the Turbo Lovers?
I am the guitarist and singer.
You're the lead singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the new record, it's a good one, man. We recorded it in a few sessions over the last year, and it's if you're a fan of AC/DC, Super Suckers, American Heartbreak, there's a little bit of that in there too. Danko Jones. It's kind of a mix of sort of all that, and then a little bit of kind of the 80s pop kind of going on as far as like song structure and kind of in that realm. But really we kind of just tell people, if you dig AC/DC, you're gonna dig Turbo Lovers. So as
your employee, am I playing a Turbo Lovers song right now?
Well, sure. That would be lovely. Maybe throw on the lead track there, Circle Sharks.
Lead track, Circle. Okay, here is Circle Sharks from Turbo Lovers. Circle Sharks from Turbo Lovers. I'm talking up the spinning beach ball. He's going to fire me, friends. Here's the Turbo. All right, wait, the fucking spinning. Okay, here you go.
lightning flashing took it as a sign, and the rolling thunder crashed inside my mind was running wild, and the runaway train barreled itself faster down the tracks. That's when blood it hit the water. Now I'm never coming back. Girl, it's true. Yes, it's true. I've seen the true girls and been with the debutantes, played the seediest of dive bars and the scariest of hounds. It's destruction and it's defined by the company I keep. Oh, I've been pushed too far too long and now I'm getting into deep. Yes, it's true. Girl, it's true. Circus shark swimming round and round and round. Circus shark swimming round and round and round. Circus shark swimming round and round and round. Circus shark swimming around. Come on now. I should have seen the distinct line there in the sand, 'cause the double cross was in the fix he had all been planned. Now I'm sitting here with my head deep down in the whiskey jar, and my destination, baby, is not anywhere you are. Girl, it's true. Yes, it's true. Circus shark swimming round and round and round. Circus shark swimming round and round and round. Circus shark swimming round and round and round. Circus shark swimming
Nice. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay. Nice. Sounds good, man.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much.
And who wrote the songs?
I pretty much did most of it. We all arranged it, in the band or whatever. But yeah, I pretty much did probably about 90. I mean, as far as like the initial ideas and everything, all that, I always bring that all to the band, and then we kind of put it all together, and there we go. That
one reminded me a little bit of Priest. I guess that was probably the closest to the Priest sounding song on the whole record. A lot of it. There's one song that sounds like a lot like Paradise City, which you probably know.
Oh yeah.
Then there's some AC/DC stuff in there. Yeah, it sounds good. I like it.
Right. No,
I think the weak part, if I had to give any critique, I mean, I don't want to bum you out, but I would say the vocals are the weakest part. The music kicks ass.
I'm not the world's best singer. We kind of.
It doesn't matter. It's all attitude.
Yeah, it's kind of just in. It's. I wish I had a more unique voice. Like I wish I had a voice like the guy from like the Black Halos. Or something like that. Along those lines. It was like a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I should start smoking a pack a day, like 2 packs a day, like Lemmy. Maybe I'll get there by the next record.
Right. Well, the guy in Black Halos, he just did a Stiv routine. So.
Well, yeah.
You could also copy Stiv.
Stiv is a Youngstown native.
Yes,
or
he
Gerard
is.
Right
yes,
here.
He was. All right. Well, I'm your employee, BJ Lisko. So, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I tell you what. I went to AC/DC on Tuesday, which was quite a good time.
So, it was a good show.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Where did they play? They play like a stadium or an arena?
They played Ford Field.
That's a sports
stadium.
arena, sports stadium, outdoor stadium.
Ford Field, which is where the Detroit Lions play, but it's enclosed. It has the top over it. So which actually helped with the sound. Anyways, it wasn't. I'm sure at some of the stadium. Normally, I'm really not a fan of stadium shows.
So is that in Detroit? You had to drive to Detroit?
I did. We drove 4 hours. My girlfriend and I drove 4 hours to Detroit, and went and saw it. But normally, I'm not, like I said, not a fan of stadium shows. This one worked out really well, and we actually bought the tickets for this. But what was really cool is this was sold out. Pretty much everything AC/DC was sold out pretty kind of immediately.
How much did you pay for your tickets?
We paid face value. We paid $110 a ticket, which was lovely. But what happened was we lucked out. They released another set of tickets at Ford Field, and there wasn't a lot of press or anything else surrounding it. My girlfriend just happened to log on and was buying me a birthday gift, and was like, and she logged on at the perfect time, and they were there. So we ended up getting them face value, which was great. And because God, some of those tickets, Jesus, I did. It'd have been $1,000 to go see them, in some of the other places.
And where were you sitting?
The whole floor was general admission, so you could kind of walk wherever.
All right, so you got floor seats.
Right. So, but there was no seating on the floor. It was just open.
I'd rather it be open, actually, to be honest with you.
I love that. I absolutely love it, because we got there and we ended up coming in and I interviewed a guy actually for work, and the video is up on cantonrep.com.
Oh, your work didn't give you free tickets.
I did not get free tickets for this through work. Canton's a little far. I didn't even look into free tickets.
Oh, that's right. It was in Detroit. Okay.
Right. It's a little far away, but there was a guy from Canton that was at the show that was going there to kind of honor the memory of his father, who had passed away earlier this year. And it worked out really. Everything kind of worked out great, because I ended up interviewing this guy, ahead of time. But he was on like the far side of where we came in. Well, after I interviewed him, we dropped straight down to the floor. You got some beers, dropped straight down to the floor, and on the side that we went in, it was the opposite side of where the main entrance of Ford Field is. So it was like open. Now the other side was like packed, on the floor. Like it was like people were just going straight down and but they didn't kind of move once they got there. So
could you sit in the stands also? Was the whole place general admission? Were there any reserved seats?
Yeah, the reserve seats were all in the stands.
Okay.
So all the seats, whatever. If you didn't have floor, then you had reserve seats. But we walked straight down to the floor, watched AC/DC from about 20 yards away. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, so
that's
like
good.
when the cannons went off for those about to rock, we were actually in front of the side cannons. I mean, so it was like they were going off kind of like behind us to our left. It was really good. It was really cool.
I'm planning on going when they come to San Francisco in a couple of weeks. I have 2 different lines on tickets, so hopefully I'm going to get in and not have to pay. Actually, would be ideal, but I don't want to. I can't pay $200 for a concert ticket. I refuse to. I don't want to pay $110 either.
I'd say what. AC/DC is the only band that I would pay $110 for a ticket. I wouldn't. They're it. I mean, they're my favorite band of all time. I've got I got the Angus Lock Up Your Daughter's tour tattoo on my left arm, and they're the only band that I would do that for. But they really, I mean, it was a great show. We were, like I said, we were so close, which was awesome, and then the sound in there was good too, because it was enclosed. I mean, at least and certainly we were so close to speakers and everything else too. So I'm sure that definitely helped. But they were fantastic. I mean, there was no hiccups in the set at all. They're kind of on autopilot at this point in the tour. So they really hammered it. The most impressive thing I think that I saw was Chris Slade on Let There Be Rock played the 16th note. Like it played like it wasn't like Let There Be Rock live. They usually kind of cheat and play. The drummers will know this. Where they kind of cheat and don't do the Ramones speed hi-hat kind of going the whole time. Well, I mean, Chris Slade played it as fast as the record for 14 minutes. I mean, through all of Angus's stuff and all the everything else. I mean, it was that was totally impressive.
Well, good. Did they any surprises songs pulled? I've not seen the set list. I don't want to look at the set list. I'm guessing they do the same set list all the time, which I think they open with Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. Is that right?
No, they
good. Go. Tell me what they open with.
They don't. They open with Rock or Bust. They open with Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be on when they played Coachella. But they opened with Rock or Bust. As far as surprises in the set list, I mean, I knew the set list going in, but some good deep cuts. You know, I mean, obviously they got to play all the hits and whatnot. So I mean, but
playing Thunderstruck, right?
For sure. You know, they got to play Thunderstruck, and You Shook Me On It Live. You know, I as an obviously as a AC/DC freak, I would love if they didn't play that, or You Shook Me. I don't care if I ever hear You Shook Me On. You Shook Me On is a great song, but I don't care if I ever hear it again. Honestly,
right. I don't care if I ever hear. There's one. Which one would I don't care about hearing? Shit, I don't know. There's a few that I am kind of over.
Right. I mean, like, you know, I they could get rid of like Highway to Hell or Back in Black, and you know, guys like you or I wouldn't mind, but you know, obviously the masses, you know, that are just kind of there that only own a couple records certainly would. But no, they had a couple of deep cuts. They did Sin City, they did High Voltage. I'm trying to think of the other ones that were a little bit more. You know, they did 3 songs off the new record. They did Rock or Bust, Baptism by Fire, and oh shit, what was the third one? And Play Ball. But yeah, it was a pretty good solid mix of stuff.
No stiff upper lip.
No, nothing. No stiff upper lip.
Bummer.
Nothing. Yeah, they usually. I mean, I've seen AC/DC a handful of times.
They usually open with the song from their latest album.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish they would include songs from, you know, Stiff Upper Lip, or, you know, Ball Breaker had a couple songs on it that I really liked.
No Rock and Roll Train.
They did do Rock and Roll Train. That was the only one that survived from Black Ice, which was similar to when it went from the Ball Breaker tour to the Stiff Upper Lip tour. The only one that survived was Hard as a Rock. I wish. But they're
not doing Hard as a Rock, are they?
No.
I wish they would. I love that tune.
I agree. But no, they didn't.
I could do without TNT, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they could lose TNT. They played TNT.
Yeah, I love TNT, but I could do it. I've heard enough TNT.
Exactly. You kind of get into that, you know, with AC/DC. Yeah, their set has been 75% the same since, I think, like, you know,
ever since the live album.
Right.
Since If You Want Blood. They're not doing If You Want Blood, are they?
No. I wish they were. I'm trying to think of any other.
Wish I could write their set list.
Any other older cuts that they had in there, like older.
Doing the Jack,
you know,
Dirty Deeds. I could do without Dirty Deeds.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it'd be cool if they for sure it'd be cool if they switched up a little more. You know, for the AC/DC nerd that I am, I mean, I want them to play stuff on, you know, flick of the switch and fly on the wall and blow up your video and all that. But that's, you know, obviously not going to happen. Since those were some of the lowest selling albums they had. But overall, I mean, it was a really great show. Brian's voice was great. Stevie played great. I mean, of the 5 times I've seen AC/DC, this was probably their best show. You know, the highest energy. You know, I mean, I was close, obviously, but Brian was completely into it, having the time of his life. Angus, I mean, it was cool to be close enough to see all the guys kind of smiling at each other at various parts of the set and stuff too. I mean, but Brian was way into it, and it was a great show. You know, if anybody's out there and you can get tickets that aren't, you know, $700, I would highly recommend it.
I saw them last time they had Stevie Wright in the band, or not Stevie Wright, Stevie Young in the band.
Yeah. Blow Up Your Video tour.
Yeah. That was good. I saw him after that when somebody threw shoes up on the stage, and Angus played the. I think I probably said that when the last time you were on with Jesse Fink. They threw shoes on the stage, and Brian Johnson says, "If you don't stop throwing shoes, we're gonna quit playing." And of course, then shoes started flying from the audience.
Right.
So
Did they walk off?
What? No, they didn't walk off, but Angus played the rest of the set sitting on the drum riser.
Wow, that's wild, man. I mean, before the days of video everywhere, that'd be
great.
awesome.
It was great. I liked watching him just sit on the drum riser.
That's wild, man. Yeah, the blow up your video tour. I'm trying to think of the set list that I remember. I think that was pretty much the same set list too, but they had they did Nick of Time and Heat Seeker, and That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll. I think were the ones off that record.
I don't remember the set list back then. They had, who was playing drums on that? Was it Simon Wright? No,
Simon Wright. Yeah,
right. That was, when I was thinking, they did. I could really tell that Malcolm wasn't there, but now that I think about it, I could tell mostly because Simon Wright. I'm not a fan of Simon Wright in AC/DC, to be honest with you.
He was okay. I just the albums he was on, the production was so weird on Fly on the Wall. I love Fly on the Wall.
I love Fly on the Wall.
It got like I would love to hear Fly on the Wall remixed where everything kind of has that upfront AC/DC sound. There's so much echo on it, but some of the songs in there, I absolutely. I mean, it's such an underrated album. I mean, people give that album shit. I love that album. I think the solo in Shake Your Foundations is probably my favorite Angus solo of all time.
There's a whole series of videos from that album that they're done in like this small, it's like a fake dive bar, and there's some acting and stuff, and those are great videos.
Yeah, I have that VHS still, and then they put it on one of the, I think Plug Me In, one of the DVD collections that they put out, but it didn't have like the transitions and the whole thing. It was just
I have that DVD. I got to go back and look and see if those are on there.
Yeah, they're on there, but they're cut down to like they don't have the original. Like it had like this whole goofy storyline of this guy trying to like get into the club and take photos. And they were chucking them out and stuff, and it was it was really cheesy, but it was funny. Fly on the Wall is a very underrated album for them, I think.
I think so too.
But no. Well, Michael, I got
a couple of audio comments from the AC/DC tour that I haven't played yet, so I'm sure I'll get the entire set list.
I'm sure, no doubt it's but Michael, I got a couple questions for you, actually, my friend.
Hey, you're the boss.
I got a couple for you. See, now I discovered American Heartbreak. I bought your album at a place in Pittsburgh called Brave New World. It was a really kick-ass record shop.
And how did you just stumble across the album, or did you see us in some kind of fanzine or something?
I first heard one of your songs on the there was a Junk Records compilation you guys were on, I believe. Or was it Junk Records? I'm sorry. That's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm getting you
probably a Fistful of Rock.
Fistful of Rock. Yes. Yeah. With Sal from Electric Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That was the first I heard of you. Where it was, I believe it was White Girl, I think, was on that. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't know what's on there.
I think that was the song that was on there on the Fistful of Rock comps. But I heard that and then went and found the CD at Brave New World in Pittsburgh. But no, that first record, I mean, how did you guys all kind of came from obviously generally the same area, but I mean, how did the band sort of form? I mean, what would kind of give me a little bit of background on the band kind of before that first record was recorded?
I was playing in a band with Billy Rowe called Mind Zone, which was a band that was basically Jet Boy gone metal. Jet Boy decided that they were spinning their wheels trying to do the Jet Boy thing, and that everybody was playing metal, and they started getting into Pantera. So they put this Pantera sounding band together called, kind of a cross between Pantera and Prong. They were really big into Pantera and Prong. So they put one of those kind of bands together, and they fired Fernie, or Fernie quit or something, and the bass player moved to guitar. And I had done gigs with Billy's band before, and I always saw Billy play, and I said, wow, Billy looks cool on stage. I would like to play in a band with that guy. And I was in another band. I don't remember the name of the band, but we all played this Kiss tribute show. And the band that I was in played Mr. Speed, and they liked that a lot. And next day I got a call from the drummer from Mind Zone saying, "Hey, you want to come play with us?" And he goes, "Well, I played with Billy Rowe." I thought, "Oh, I love Billy Rowe. I'd like to play with that guy." So I joined Mind Zone and played with them for a while. And I got into and I discovered the Wild Hearts and turned Billy onto the Wild Hearts, and we both like fell in love with the Wild Hearts, and we said, "Hey, why don't we form a band that plays similar to the Wild Hearts, just straight ahead rock and roll?" And so we started looking for a singer and a drummer, and we came across Lance, and we just the band just threw the band together and just started writing tunes. And we ripped off the Wild Hearts, and we ripped off this band called Baby Chaos and Degeneration, and that's it.
It's and a fun little fact here. Kind of with the Wild Hearts, the guy that mastered the new Turbo Lovers record, Over the Hump, is Jason Edwards, who played in Wolfsbane. I don't know if you remember Wolfsbane.
Yeah, I know Jason Edwards. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he also is the guy that Ginger Wildheart just went out and did like a kind of a storyteller kind of show.
Yeah, words and music.
Right, and Jason Edwards was the guitar player on that tour, so he's the guy that mastered our record. So
he mastered you guys' record. Nice.
Yes,
very
absolutely.
Nice. So anyway, so then we got the band, and we started getting that was around that time when that kind of seemed the G-Generation thing was starting to happen, and
did you guys get some bigger were some bigger labels kind of courting you guys at the time?
No, this guy named Brett. What's his last name? This guy named Brett had this magazine called Hit List, and he was he did a cover story on us, and that first record was Postcard. Well, we did a demo, and some band called Paris Records put out the demos, but then we put our first full length out. What was it called? Postcards from Hell. Just can't even remember the fucking name of the thing. And who put that out? Did he put that out? I think are you laughing at me or somebody else? You laughing at me? You there?
At the time.
All right. Now I'm not going to edit this, but I already answered this question, but I'm going to answer it again.
Oh, well just give me just give me like the
no, I forget who put out Postcards. I think I don't have a copy of it. The guy who did Hitless magazine, Cold Front. Yeah, Cold Front. That's Brett, the guy who had Hitless magazine, and he put us on the cover. We were not courted by any big labels. He put us on the cover, and we put that record out, and we got a European tour because of that record. Not because of that record, but because of that cover story. This promoter named Manny from Teenage Head booked us out in Europe, and we did really well in Europe. People loved us there, and never got courted by major labels. Well, Liquor and Poker put out the second one. And that was Century. That was Century Media. That was about as big as we ever, as big as anything. And we had a manager at that time. They wanted to give us a pretty good amount of money to do that record, and our manager decided to negotiate for a higher deal. He negotiated us almost out of that record deal. We ended up taking like a third of what they originally offered because of our great manager.
Oh shit! Well, that's no good. I
really like Postcards. I think I love that record. It's a lot of attitude and catchy tunes.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites, but it's probably my top 10 of all time, honestly. But when you guys went to play with the split with Libertine, that was a good one too. I mean, you had the Angels cover on there. Postcards from Hell, the song itself was great.
Yeah,
as well.
I think the songs on that split are the best songs that American Heartbreak did, in my opinion. Those, to me, that was the peak of the band as far as our songs.
It was great.
Nobody's heard that record. That split, I don't think.
I love every one of the songs on there. I mean, totally fantastic. Well, what kind of going from that split into the record on Liquor and Poker, which I like that record as well.
That's too light for me, but the songs were okay, but it was a little too light.
Did it get weird? I mean, were things getting kind of wonky in the band when you were writing that record? I mean, was it?
I almost quit the band. We were fighting really bad. I call that our rumors, our Fleetwood Mac rumors. Not because it was a quality record, it's because we were fighting the entire time we were making it and the entire time we were writing it. Because we had, let's just say, creative differences. A couple of guys in the band wanted to be more like later day Goo Goo Dolls.
Oy. Well, yeah,
and a couple of the guys in the band wanted to continue the way Postcards was, and not a couple of guys. One guy in the band wanted to continue like Postcards. A couple of guys wanted to be like later day Goo Goo Dolls, and one of the guys in the band wanted to be like Guns N' Roses.
Well, you guys are going in 3 separate directions there. Well,
yeah, it was kind of 3 against 1. To be honest with you, in that album, there's one song called. A lot of those songs are written about other guys in the band. We're like writing about each other. That's why we called it our rumors. The song "Bitch" was written about me. Somebody was written about was written by me about somebody else in the band.
Oh shit! Love Your Abuse. Yeah, you guys. Well, you have Things Are Looking Up though. Well, that
was my song. That was my song. I wrote that. That was actually written about our singer's girlfriend, our singer's ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Written to her. It was written to her from me as an outsider looking in on their troubled relationship.
I thought it was a euphemism, like you guys just had some beers and well. Now that I hear the story, maybe I thought it was euphemism, like you had some beers and things were starting to go well. I don't know. We're like, this band's gonna be all right.
No, the whole thing was can't get no worse.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, there you go. I know, yeah, right.
They're so bad, they have to be getting better. They can't just, things will look up. Can't get no worse.
Well, right. Well, how did American Heartbreak come to an end? I mean, was it just after? I mean, because you guys were supposed to. We were supposed to. I was in a band called Helvis in the early 2000s, and we were supposed to play with you guys at the Lime Spider in Akron. I think you guys had.
Really?
You guys had started booking a tour, or you had thrown dates out there because they're like, oh, you want to play with American Heartbreak? I'm like, well, yeah, absolutely. And but
when
then
was this? I never knew anything about that.
This was early 2000s, so 2002 maybe.
No, I don't know.
But 2001, 2002, somewhere around there.
Maybe somebody was throwing a tour out there. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. We didn't really break up. We just kind of stopped. Gotcha. Billy decided to get. Everybody was. All Billy's friends were whispering in his ear, "Hey, it's time to get Jet Boy back together." I remember. Sorry, excuse me. I'm burping up this fine Tecate.
That's all right. I'm doing with Coors Light over here. I do my shitty beer.
I did a fill-in thing for Jet Boy. They did a Hollywood Rocks reunion thing. At like a cat house type thing in L.A. Mm-hmm. And I remember Tracy Gunn saying to Billy, "Man, you got to hang up American Heartbreak. It's time to get Jet Boy back together, man. You just got to do it, man." And so then Billy started listening. And the next thing you know, Billy's got Jet Boy going, and I'm in Jet Boy, and American Heartbreak's done.
Oh, shit. Well, that was great.
That's a band. That band will never get back together, by the way. I think there's more of a chance of I was going to say more of a chance of Guns N' Roses getting back together, but that's going to happen. I can pretty much tell you that there's a very slim chance in hell that American Heartbreak will ever get back together, mainly because nobody cares, honestly.
Well, shit, I mean, it was a great band. I mean, it's a shame, but I understand that the dynamic when shit starts going south. I have another band that's actually ending soon. It's called White Cadillac. It's like more like a metal sounding band that I play bass in. Uh-huh. And same deal where shit just kind of gets to the point where it's sort of, you just kind of can't really recover from it, everybody got tired of it. Me and Billy and I had talked about reforming American Heartbreak and doing postcards from top to bottom and trying to book a European tour. That'd be great, yeah.
And I contacted the guy who had did all our bookings in Europe, and I said, "Hey, you think there'd be any interest in American Heartbreak reunion?" He goes, "No." So that was about that. So all right, no interest, fine, fuck it. And our singer Lance, he doesn't want to sing anymore. he kind of lost his confidence and just kind of gave up music.
I'm just done with it. Well, some guys just check out, man. It'll happen. That'll happen. From time
I mean, it would
to
be
time.
Growl would love to do it, and I think Billy would probably like to do it too. But it would be fun to write those tunes again because I loved making up those kind of songs. Those songs were fun to play and write.
Sure. No. Like I said, I dig both a full length and split. I dig all the records. Well, here's a good segue for another Turbo Lovers track, which is about all about relationships of all sorts of ilk. The song called "Reckless Love," which is the second one off of the new record, Over the Hump.
All right, sounds good. Here's the Turbo Lovers, "Reckless Love." All right, see, this is bullshit.
I'll get the spinning ball.
Yeah, I got the spinning beats, but my computer. Could somebody buy me a new computer, please? I'll plug your. Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right. Hold on, pause here for a second. That lick, you can probably hear me repeating, but I'm sorry. That riff, I was going to say Pretenders, but it's not. I don't know why I'm comparing shit, but
no, it's fine. The as far as the bass, the bass lick actually came from a band that called Block Party.
okay.
Which was around for a minute. They were kind of like an indie rock sort of band, but the bass riff they had in one song was really cool, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. It was inspired by that. It's pretty similar to that, and then we just did kind of Live Wire by AC/DC over the top.
Oh, nice. Okay,
You'll hear it.
here we go. Here's the brand new Reckless Love from Turbo Lovers on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I could have talked a lot longer.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, Squealer, that's what it is. Squealer. Right?
A little bit. For sure.
I pull myself from this row of skids, and it's a classic case of the heart. It's why it's tearing my head apart. I got the answer in my hands. I never wanted to save your seat, and it seemed like a dumb pipe dream. But take a good look around somehow, 'cause you can call us contenders now. I see through a bad luck, rain throughs, and I'm still I'm unworthy of. Well, I can rise above all this reckless love. Did you ever feel that you've been cheated before, and you still went back for more, for the reckless love?
A little thunderstruck there.
Absolutely.
All right, nice.
You little thunderstruck, little bit of a Who Made Who that you guys did. You remember? You guys did the little Who Made Who kind of.
Oh, that's right. Who Made Who, not Thunderstruck. Yeah, American Heartbreak did. That was on what song? She's Telling Lies, right? Okay.
Strong Gone. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, She's Telling Lies, I think, is the one. It has the Thunderstruck, right? Or Who Made Who, right?
Right. Yeah, it's kind of the Who Made Who kind of Thunderstruck thing kind of going on in the background.
She's Telling Lies was my song, and Billy put the Who Made Who thing over it, which I thought sounded really cool over it.
Nice little homage, although my whole band's kind of an homage to AC/DC everywhere. So you'll have that. But just a straight.
I like throwing those homages into those things. We did. American Heartbreak was more guilty of that than anybody in the world.
That's why I love you guys. But we do that often with that, and then the one lyric line in the chorus where. Did you ever feel you've been cheated before? Which is kind of a play off of the last Sex Pistols gig, where ever get the feeling you've been cheated from Johnny Rotten when he said the last original Sex Pistols. Well, from that first wave, I guess in the late '70s in San Francisco when he said that. So that's where that line kind of came from, and it's just kind of tying a shit ton of influences all together, which is pretty much what Turbo Lovers and really honestly just about every good rock and roll band these days is all about.
Yeah, I don't see why you can't put that stuff in there. I like that stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man, absolutely. And there's a bunch, man. So it kind of comes from all over. AC/DC is sort of the core, but there's a million other ones kind of on the peripheral, with us. And and again, and that's I think that's the case with just about any good rock band, man. But Michael, who as far as what would you say have been the? I heard your Iron Maiden podcast. I love the new Iron Maiden record too. I think it's fantastic. What do you think are the best albums so far this year?
Iron Maiden is my favorite. I can't wait for the new Michael Monroe because that new Michael Monroe song I love. That's my
it's good.
That new Michael Monroe song is actually my favorite song so far this year, other than the Red and the Black from Iron Maiden, which I think is just a fucking masterpiece, man.
It is. Total masterpiece. I interviewed Michael Monroe yesterday. I will hush hush. I will send you his album.
Please.
Please. Yeah, it's fucking killer, man. I think it's his best one yet.
Oh, no, that's I bet you because Steve Conte probably had a major hand in all the songs, and that Steve Conte album is great. And also Rich Jones, his guitar tones on that song. I've only heard the Kings Road song, Old King, whatever. Is Kings Road or Old Kings Road? Anyway, Kings Road. Anyway, the Kings Road song. Rich Jones's guitar tone is amazing. So I think that the songwriting was mainly Steve Conte. But I'm just wild guess. I think he's a great songwriter, and that's why. Yeah, I like the last one better than the one with Ginger. So I'm looking forward to this one.
I like the last one too. Didn't the last one have Dragon from the new Backyard Babies record is pretty good too. What do you think of that one? You hear that one yet?
Yes, I've heard it.
Not a fan?
The first 3 songs I like, and then it starts to veer into a Warped Tour pop punk sound that I don't think is I don't think is really the Backyard Babies. But I think all the Backyard Babies albums I only really like 4 songs on all the albums. But all of the albums have this really good Backyard Babies signature sound. And I think this one it sounds a little too pop punk, and I don't have anything against pop punk, but I do when a band who's not a pop punk band is playing pop punk.
I like. I think it's not bad. I totally get where you're coming from. I like the new Backyard Babies. You're right. It's a little bit of pop punk. There's a couple songs in there that I like though. After the first 3 are great, like you said. The song
"We're Here to Save Your Rock and Roll"
Mirrors I like, which is kind of a slower one, and then "Wasted Years" toward the end is another really good one I think too. But pretty good. I like it better than the last record they did, that self-titled one. I wasn't too big of a fan of. But I do like I like this one better than that. We'll put it that way. I think the only Backyard Babies one that I really liked start to finish was Total 13.
Yeah, exactly. But so I'm looking forward to new Michael Monroe. I have a feeling that'll be up high on the list. Right now, it's the Iron Maiden one is my favorite album of the year, and I don't know what other ones that I've done track by track. So
the Darkness are up there too.
Oh,
right?
Darkness. Yeah, Darkness is. Yeah, I love that Darkness album. That's probably number 2 so far.
That one felt like they were back. Yeah, that one certainly felt like they were.
I love that album, man.
They were kind of giving a shit again. The last one, and what was it, Hotcakes before that? I thought that record had some good songs on it, but it kind of seemed like they were mailing that one in. It didn't
I like
seem like they were
Hotcakes.
kind of all there. This one, it really seems.
Yeah.
I think there's 10 songs on that. I would say 7 of the 10 are classics. I mean, I really dig that one. And like I said, even the other ones. I mean, I don't think there's a bad song on the record.
I liked Hotcakes, but the new one's way better.
Yeah,
I like probably the new AC/DC will probably be high up there.
Mm-hmm. That one's a good one too. The one song on there that I think I heard your track by check. You didn't dig so much, but I dug was "Rock the Blues Away," which is a straight rip off of "Anything Goes" off of Black Ice.
Yeah, what I didn't like about "Rock the Blues Away" was the lyrics. Yeah. So I'm when I do my top 14 or whatever, I like the new Imperial State Electric. I haven't listened to all the way through, but I have a feeling I'm gonna like that. There's a new Diamond Dogs record which I like. Mm-hmm. This band Diamond Dogs some of the guys. I think some of the guys from Helicopters. I forget who's in Diamond Dogs.
I know the band.
I'm trying to think now.
I'm flipping through some stuff over here too. There was one you turned me on to a record that the new Millencolin record I loved a lot too. I thought that was pretty solid.
I haven't listened to that one all the way through enough. I will give these more of a listen when it comes time to the end of the year. And this girl, Dan Baird is playing on this girl Stacey Collins' record, which I like that record a lot. It's good Southern rock with a girl singer, and she fucking can play the harmonicas. I like that. I don't know what's my favorite, but so far it's Iron Maiden and The Darkness, way ahead of everybody else.
It's been a good year for rock, though. I mean, this is I've found more good rock releases in this year than I have in some of the years, some of the more recent years. Do you feel the same?
I know the Slash album's not going to be on my top 10.
Oh, does it suck? I didn't hear it.
I can't stand that Miles Kennedy dude.
He sings all right. I don't know. What's your beef with Miles Kennedy?
I don't like the way he sings. I just think he sounds crappy. He sounds he sounds too good. He sounds right. Too good.
He's kind of got that sort of that kind of one in sort of kind of going on, but
he doesn't sound rock and roll enough.
I interviewed Slash yesterday too. He's coming around, but he was real short. I only got 5 minutes. I asked about Guns N' Roses, and he wouldn't.
Right,
he had no
wasting
comment.
Your
time. They told me not to ask him about Guns N' Roses,
right.
But I have to fucking ask him about Guns N' Roses.
You got to throw it in there. You got to sneak it in there somehow. I have no desire. I have no desire whatsoever to interview Slash. I wouldn't know what the fuck to ask the guy. I guess I would try to get. I would try to get from. I would try to get from him why he likes Miles Kennedy so much.
There you go. I could have asked him that. What do you think of the new Motorhead record?
sounds like Motorhead.
Right.
I like the Stones cover.
Motorhead. There was a period of Motorhead that I thought got kind of criminally overlooked, and it was right when they went back to a 3-piece with
Brian Robertson,
Sacrifice, Overnight Sensation, Snakebite Love, Ham. There was a period of records that I thought were really good.
The best Motorhead album is the one with Brian Robertson from Thin Lizzy, Another Perfect Day.
That's a great one. Added a totally new element to it, but still had the, and back then they said Motorhead was selling out. They got the sellout.
Nobody liked that album, and I love that album has the best songs on it. It just sounds great. It doesn't sound really like Motorhead. The songs are fucking fantastic. The new one's good. The new one sounds like classic Motorhead, but I really like the Rolling Stones cover that Lemmy does, especially with his health thing. Is kind of
right.
Kind of fits. Believe it or not, I'm looking forward to the new Keith Richards album because that one song, Trouble, I like a lot.
I thought that was pretty good too. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what the whole album sounds like. The Stones, and it's always been, for so long with them, it's always been a couple tracks, like they're good, and then it's just...
Yeah, but that Expensive Winos record is good.
It's always so hit or miss for the rest of it, outside of the couple that are good.
I think Keith Richards because that first Expensive Winos I like, and I think he just likes making music, so it might be half decent. I can't wait to hear that new Michael Monroe. I hope you don't send that to me.
It would just be wrong if I sent you the new Michael Monroe. It would be totally wrong.
Thank you.
But,
I appreciate it.
But
I appreciate
it's very good.
When's he coming out?
I interviewed him yesterday too. What a fucking great guy that guy was.
Oh, I know. I've interviewed him a couple times.
Nicest guy in the world.
Oh, and the Biters record. I like the new Biters record, although it could be a little harder edge, but I like the songs are all great on that Biters record.
I love the Biters. I wish they would record it. Bigger. They record it so lo-fi. It's like their songs are amazing. I just wish they weren't so caught up on making it sound like a mono record from 1973. I love them, but I wish they would do a big studio record. I wish they would make it.
Well, I think that they think
they sound way.
I think that they think this is their big studio record. The guy Lady Gaga's guitar player is the guy who did the thing. I think, and I want to say Julian Raymond, but I don't know. Oh, Cheap Trick's got a new record coming out too. I can't wait to hear that.
I'm looking forward to the new Cheap Trick as well. Rick Nielsen did not like me interviewing the boy. He was having a bad day when I interviewed him.
Oh, why? What happened?
But
when did you interview him?
Yeah, he wasn't too thrilled to be doing the interview. Well, Rob and Xander were supposed to do the interview.
When did you interview him?
19th hour. It went.
Can you hear me?
Couldn't do it, and then Rick
BJ
Nielsen
can't hear
did it.
me.
It was like, oh shit. I don't think Rick Nielsen was expecting to do the interview, and then when I interviewed him, it was kind of like, he was grumpy, but he's Rick Nielsen.
When did you interview him?
What am I going to say? Honestly, he's Rick fucking Nielsen.
Hear me. When did you interview him?
This was last summer.
It was a year ago.
About a year ago.
Okay. What did you say? What did he say? What was his demeanor? I mean, what did he say anything to piss you off? I mean, to come across as a dick. What kind of dicky things did he say?
No, he was just, and I've heard this before.
He's moody.
People that interview Rick Nielsen. Kind of the general sort of outline of him is he's really short with his answers. He doesn't really elaborate on a lot of stuff. His nickname apparently, according to a buddy of mine who roadied for them, was Grumpy Rick, or his grandkids called him that, gave him that nickname. But he wasn't like a dick or anything to me. He was just short, whatever. And the longest spot in the interview was when I was asking him about AC/DC actually and Bon Scott and that sort of thing. And he kind of opened up a little bit for that, and just kind of hanging out on the road with those guys and that and that sort of thing. Because back in the late 70s and everything else. But I mean, he wasn't a dick by any means.
What was the first question you asked him?
Boy, I don't know that I remember. I would have to go back and look. The first question that I asked him, it was probably some lame fucking intro, like trying to break the ice sort of thing. And but again, like I said, he wasn't who I was supposed to talk to. It was with like 15 minutes before I did the interview. I got an email saying you're going to talk to Rick, not Robin. And so I think they were just like, oh, here you go, Rick. Here's the phone, And so, but it was probably some lame ass fucking question.
Was he promoting a show coming into town or something?
What's that?
Was he promoting a show coming to town?
Yeah. He was playing at the Roxino in
the Roxino,
just south of Cleveland.
Indian Casino.
No, I don't think that one's owned by Indians. But if it was, they would have table games, and I'd be there a lot more often.
Oh, the slot machine place.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Slot machine place.
Yeah, it's just a slot machine place right now. It's a Hard Rock though.
So it's a Hard Rock
eventually
casino.
They'll have the full thing.
Oh, okay.
But no. We're kind of rambling on here a little bit. But let's do another track off the Turbo Lovers record, and we'll close this. We'll close it out. I'm gonna ask you a few questions about the podcast, but the next track, why don't we do Over the Hump? Why don't we do the title track? Over the Hump.
Okay, is that what you want to hear, or can I make a request?
You make a request then. If you like one better, by all means.
I will do Over the Hump. Your show. You're the boss.
No, man. No. Honestly, Michael, if there's one that you dig, let's do that instead.
I want to either play Copyright or Roll, Honey, Roll. What's your favorite of those two?
Oh boy, you pick, man. You pick.
All right, I'm going to pick Copyright.
All right, man. Let it roll.
All right, I'm going to let the spinning beach ball go. Here's brand new Turbo Lovers. Of course, it is spinning beach ball. How about that? I'm a big surprise. Fucking this computer blows. Somebody, okay.
Well, I don't know what's yours, don't know what's mine. It's also very easy to cross that line. Well, I don't know what's right, don't know what's left. Hey, oh. Don't forget the whoa.
There you go. Brand new Turbo Lovers. Copyright. I like that one. Oh, shit.
right.
Let me stop it. Okay.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate
Little reminds
that.
me a little of Degeneration at the beginning.
Yeah, a little bit of that one's a little degeneration, a little super suckers-ish, you know, and
vocal
yeah,
super
no,
suckers,
cool.
music degeneration.
Oh, very cool, man. Very glad you dig it. The lyrics are, about ripping off of the songs, basically, which I'm sure has been done before as well, too.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it's a good one. A good straight punk rock song. We like that one too.
Yeah.
But Michael, I have a few questions for you about the Rock and Roll Geek Show podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
How many? You're on.
How many listeners do I have?
Well, you're on 600 some podcasts. What have been the most memorable shows? What have been some of the most memorable reviews?
What do you mean reviews?
Well, I'm sorry, interviews.
Interviews?
Interviews and reviews that you've gotten response from.
I gotta pull up who I've interviewed. Back when Shane was producing the show, I don't know if you know. I don't know how long you've been listening, but I had this guy Shane who was a producer. Mm-hmm. And he used to give me all kinds of great interviews. So things were going great for a long time, and I was getting where I turned down interviews. But I tell you, there's just so many great episodes, man. It's like they're my babies, you know? It's hard to pick one out. No. The interviews, there was a long time ago, I got a lot of cool interviews. Susie Quattro, I loved.
Nice.
Interviewed Nazareth on their tour bus, but I've interviewed Nazareth a few times. That was great being on their tour bus because I brought my iPod, and Nazareth has this song called Star. Was it Star? I think it's Star. That Green Day ripped off almost note for note musically at the beginning, and I A/B'd them on my I brought a little speaker thing and I played both.
What was the Green Day song? Do you remember?
I think it was "Wake Me Up When September Ends." One of those songs. One of them off that album.
American Idiot. Gotcha.
No, not American Idiot.
What of them off that record though?
Yeah, one of those songs. It's anyway. Let me see if I can find. I'll never find it. Anyway, the music, the beginning part is like bono. It sounds a lot like each other, and I kind of blew them away with that. And I will never forget when I asked them to do an ID. Dan McCaffrey goes, "This guy asks the weirdest questions," but it was cool. Because I love Dan McCaffrey so much, so that was great doing that. Interviewed Ted Nugent on his tour bus. Once I interviewed Ted Nugent, I was doing a show. I actually got this one myself without Shane, but Shane got me the first Ted Nugent interview. But I did a show when I was working for Mevio called Hairbangers Ball. We did it was whatever. Anyway, I had just come from Texas, and I saw Ted Nugent at the horse track. You could pay $5 to go to the horse races and see a free Ted Nugent show. And I talked about it, and about 2 days later, I got an email from Ted Nugent's management saying Ted Nugent would like to personally thank you for the kind words you said about him. And next thing I know, he's coming to San Francisco, and they offered me an interview with him, and he does a meet and greet before, a lot of these bands do VIP meet and greets before the show. Right. And the idea was, how would you like to interview him at the meet and greet? So I had a camera set up. It was kind of like a little talk show with the Ted Nugent fan club in the audience. It was great.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
That was cool. I can go on and on. There's a lot of interviews out. Bob Ezrin, great one.
Oh, for sure.
Bill Aucoin, great one.
So
Mike Chapman, one of my favorites of all time because I'm a Mike Chapman fanatic. I don't know if you know who Mike Chapman is. He produced The Sweet. He produced a lot of Susie Quattro records. He produced Blondie. Right. He produced Pat Benatar. All the record producer ones I really liked a lot. Mike Fraser I interviewed. I don't know if you know who Mike Fraser is.
Oh, yeah. He works on all the AC/DC records.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right. Engineer, yeah. Great engineer. Right.
And we just talked rock, and that guy was a really cool guy. It was nice to talk to him. So, yeah. Listen, I can go on and on. It's been great. I mean, I'm not a great interviewer. I go a little bit too long, but they're fun for me. Pete Way was good because he's my hero. Doc Neeson from the Angels, another hero. I was great. Oh, Chrissy Amphlett from the fucking Divinals. That was probably one of my favorite of all time because I'm in love with that woman. May she rest in peace.
Very nice. Very nice, man. Has anybody been... Well, like I said, I interview a lot of the, obviously a lot of the people of the same ilk, and some of the same people. I'm sure, even if we keep digging. But has anybody just been like who's just a bad interview?
Sebastian Bach.
Oh, the boss! What a dick. Was he an asshole? I
kind of figured because I heard him on all these other shows. Shane got me this one too. I'd heard him on all these other shows, and he seemed to be like a guy who liked to talk about bands he's seen. He seemed like a rock geek kind of guy who you could relate to by telling stories about concerts you went to.
Right.
Because he used to always talk about those, so I started getting into those things, and I started talking about a concert. He goes, no offense, dude, but I don't really want to talk about concerts we went to. I just want to talk about me. And it was just like, I almost turned me off. I almost didn't want to do any more interviews with people after that because it made me feel so bad about myself.
What a wanker. I got a story about Sebastian Bach.
That was the only one who was really bad. Kind of, Sylvain bummed me out a little bit, but he was not no fault of his, but I just didn't think it was a great interview on my part.
Well, yeah, that'll happen sometimes too. I've done those too, where I've interviewed people and you're like, fuck, like where I've been down on myself after because I'm like, where I've had a bad interview.
The only one who was a dick was Sebastian Bach. Everybody else was cordial.
I was supposed to interview Sebastian Bach and again, you think Sebastian Bach could use the press these days, but so I was supposed to interview Sebastian Bach, and everything was ready to go, and it was all set up, whatever, and it was like, okay, this is whatever. We had a time and everything else. And then suddenly the interview got canceled. And
it was a cattle call. Usually when it's cattle call, when I interviewed Sebastian Bach, it was part of a cattle call thing. He's going to be doing press from this hour to this hour, so you're in line. It
wasn't a cattle call. As far as I know, it was not a cattle call. But what had happened is that his publicist. I had interviewed Rachel Bullen from Skid Row about 6 months.
Yeah,
before.
I interviewed him too. He was nice.
He was super nice. But I think that they did a little Google search there and saw that I did, and the second that it was like, well, all right, that's it. Because I was told ahead of time not to ask about Skid Row and whatever else, and then I think that I think the publicist did a Google search, saw that I did, and then that got nixed, whatever. So, but whatever, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over not talking to Sebastian Bach.
Well, when I interviewed Sebastian Bach, my show was on Sirius because that was back when I was with Pod Show, and Pod Show had a channel on Sirius. And as soon as he found it, at the end of the interview, like the last 30 seconds, he found out I was going to be on. I mentioned that it was going to be on Sirius, and he like livened up and wanted to talk. And by then, I was over it. I just wanted to get off the fucking phone and go cry in the corner.
What a dick. Sebastian.
The Anvil guys were a little bit. I interviewed Anvil twice, and when I interviewed them on the phone, they stood me up for like 2 hours because they wanted to go eat Philly cheesesteaks or something like that.
I did. I interviewed. I interviewed Lips from Anvil. He was hysterical. Not because he was just
Oh,
funny, but like he was so. This is about a year ago, and so obviously after the Anvil movie and all that, whatever, and this, that, and the other. I mean, that guy couldn't have been more down on rock and roll or more down on everything he said. I had people come up from work that don't know anything about Anvil, obviously, and they're reading. They're like this line right here where he went off on new rock bands where he was like, nothing's redeemable. Nobody can write a good chorus. Nobody. I'm like, oh, I mean, just. He's like, yeah, the movie goes away and fucking we're just still on the bus. And
nice.
I'm like, well, Lips, I'm like, I love you, man, but you're if you really look at Anvil, it's like you're not really that good. You have some good. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that'll disagree with me, but they're not. They have some good songs, and they really, really do, but some of it's just like so cliched kind of rock, kind of it's unfortunate because they should have got more credit than they deserve. But then again, they got a fucking movie, so I mean, you can only feel so bad. Somebody was enough of a fan that did a movie that was humongous, so that completely gave them a second career, and they had to open for AC/DC for crying out loud.
Well, the first time I interviewed him is when the movie had just come out. It wasn't even showing that much. It was like showing in a few places. And so they were still kind of humble and surprised that the movie was doing so well. So they were kind of nicer. Then the second time I interviewed them in person after the movie had been out a while, and they had a little bit big heads at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, I'll be honest with you, man. We're really, really famous right now. And he's like, and they were just kind of they were not assholes, but they were just kind of like big-headed, a little full of themselves. It was a fun show. I liked the show. So
gotcha. Well, Michael, on another question for you. And this is one that I ask a lot of rock and rollers that I interview.
No, I have never had gay sex. I'm going to shut the fuck up, man.
I will stop the presses. I will make sure that prints tomorrow in tomorrow's edition.
I got to stop trying to be a comedian. The jokes don't work.
Yeah, I know. The question I have for you, though, man, the future of rock and roll, man. What do you see when AC/DC's done, when Aerosmith's done, when Motorhead's done, when all these bands are gone?
You're asking me what the future of rock and roll is?
How do you see it? What do you think it's going to look like in 10, 15 years?
I have no clue. I don't know. I guess if people just be doing reunions again, I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Darkness reunion. We'll be all glad to see Darkness reunion. Who knows, man? I have no idea. I'll be dead probably, so I don't know.
It's a bit of a.
What do you think the future of rock and roll is going to be in 10 years?
It's a bit of a cryptic thing. I think I think it'll be around. Obviously, I think it'll be around. It'll always be around. But when the kind of the nostalgia acts go away, I guess I kind of put it this way:
there'll always be nostalgia acts.
When Classic Rock Magazine has nothing else to write about because there's nobody else kind of around. I mean, I think they're going to switch to the 90s bands. You can just start seeing like Pearl Jam and Green Day. Those bands are going to be your stadium acts at some point, I think, kind of by default, because they're really hanging on to this formula that they've had for so long. But I think it's eventually going to just kind of go. It's going to reset itself and kind of go back to the street level. It's going to go back to just the bands kind of playing and doing it, and now. I don't know if it'll ever get huge again, though. I don't know that we're gonna ever have dinosaur acts again. I don't think that anybody knew. There's a lot of great new rock and roll bands. There really, really are. But I don't know that any of them are gonna be, the system's just not set up for them to be, humongous. The system's only set up to, make Taylor Swift famous or, American Idol people famous. So it's just, it's gonna be very, as kind of cult as it is now. I think it's going to be even more cult.
Do you ask everybody what the future of rock and roll is going to be?
Everybody that's in a rock and roll band or everybody.
What do they say? What are some of the answers?
Yes, everybody. You still with me?
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
What are some of the answers that you get?
A lot of it is. I interviewed.
What did Michael Monroe say that the future of rock and roll is?
Michael Monroe. No, I asked Michael Monroe this. Michael Monroe doesn't. He doesn't know either. I mean, he kind of thinks like that. That obviously there's going to be kind of bands that sort of step up. And do it. It's a little bit different for Michael Monroe over in Europe. Because I think in Europe, I think rock is always going to be. It's different than in America. Would you agree? I mean,
okay. So Michael Monroe said, "I don't know what the future of rock and roll is."
Not really. Overall, I mean, yeah. The point.
And who else did you ask?
Oh gosh.
Wait a minute. You interviewed Slash. What'd he say the future of rock and roll is?
He says he doesn't know.
So I don't know. Michael Monroe doesn't know, and Slash doesn't know. Who'd you interview before Slash?
Hold on, I'm going to throw up a list here real quick, and I'll go right through and tell you who all I've asked.
I'm guessing 90% of them said I don't know.
Biff Byford of Saxon.
Okay, Go ahead.
Biff says that he thinks it's going to be more like like festivals in England, where there's all kinds of bands of all sorts of genres on the same thing.
That's okay. Saxon says the future of rock and roll is festivals. Okay, who else?
Mike Reno from Loverboy.
Nice.
Said that when I asked him this question, he said he was depressed and that he was going to cry.
He's depressed?
He said he was going to be depressed and cry the rest of the day.
Okay, the future rock and roll is he's depressed.
He doesn't know.
Okay, nobody knows. All right. By the way, I kind of like the new Loverboy, but go ahead.
I do love Loverboy.
Tom Kiefer, you said?
Tom Hamilton from Aerosmith.
Oh, nice.
He doesn't fucking know either.
Okay, nobody knows.
He said the last band that was rock that was big that he thinks could do anything was Pearl Jam. His listening pretty much stopped with Pearl Jam.
And you wonder why Aerosmith is not making good albums now.
Right. So Tom,
go ahead. Back on the list. Who else?
Tom Hamill doesn't go. Lou Graham doesn't fucking know either. He has no fucking
Nobody
idea.
knows. Nobody knows what the future of rock and roll is that you're asking.
At all. Dave Meniketti from YNT. No fucking idea.
What the fuck? I don't know, man.
I know. Well, I gotta ask you.
Who else?
There's a common theme. Donnie Iris, no fucking idea.
Donnie Iris.
Mike Tramp, no fucking idea either. He's got some good shit too. But Mike Tramp, he doesn't seem to fucking know the fucking answer either. Going back, let's see. Let's keep looking here. Cheetah Chrome can't even be bothered. He's just like, whatever. He's like, I don't fucking know. I only go out for fucking 10 shows a year. Keep going back. Let's see who else we got here. Jack Blades from Night Ranger. He was a little more optimistic. He thinks
great. He's a soothsayer. Go ahead.
He's some good, he's got some, but
what's
I like
future? What? Hold on. What is Jack? Who would you say? Jack Blades? Is that who?
Jack Blades from Night
All right.
Ranger.
Jack Blades is the foreseer of rock and roll. What does he say it's going to be?
Well, he thinks that it's still going to be around, but then again, he's not going to be around, so he doesn't fucking know.
So he doesn't know.
He don't fucking know either. Lita Ford, no fucking idea.
Exactly.
We're all full of shit here. I asked a bunch of. I think I may have asked some comedians.
You think maybe you should stop asking that question if nobody knows the answer? Or are you trying to really find the answer?
I'm really trying to find the answer, but
nobody knows.
Nobody fucking knows.
It's life's mystery, man.
I tell you what, who gave me the best answer?
That's like the meaning of life. Hey, what's the meaning of life? What's the future of rock and roll? It's the same question.
Nobody fucking knows. But I tell you what, the best answer I got was from a guy in a band called
Wilson. Guy who's not in a band. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. He's in a band called Wilson. They played on Motorboat. They kind of sound like they're more of a modern rock sort of sounding band. They kind of.
Let me guess. You said Wilson.
The band's in the band, yeah. But the band's called Wilson.
He said the future of rock and roll is Wilson, motherfuckers.
No, he didn't say it was Wilson. He actually had a good point in saying that rock and roll can't be these kind of his exact quote, I believe, was it can't be these sort of old, fat, gray, bald dudes with their arms crossed making it like an exclusive thing. He compared it. He was like, he brought up fucking electronic dance music. He brought up EDM of all things, but he made a good point. He said, kids just go to fucking EDM. They don't know who the fucking DJs are. They're just there for a good time. He said rock and roll needs to be more like heavy metal parking lot, where it's just kind of a giant congregation of people just to have a good time, to know they can have a good time. But there's been too many rules kind of and restrictions placed on rock and roll. I thought that wasn't a bad answer.
What kind of rules and restrictions are placed on rock and roll?
I think that there's a from his perspective, and I agree with it a little bit too, that you get kind of a this sort of mentality, with these old guys, arms crossed, kind of like, anybody kind of, it's not too inviting. It's not exactly an inviting culture in a lot of instances, not in all instances, but in a lot of them. If you're not going to see Aerosmith, it's not exactly too inviting. If you're going to see, there's a lot of people that are, kind of snobs about it. I suppose, in a way. So, maybe there's something to be found out in that, or maybe we just all don't fucking know. I don't know.
Maybe there needs to be danger back in rock and roll.
I agree with that, but.
So what Rick Nielsen say the future of rock and roll is? You ask him?
I don't think I don't think he even answered the question. If I did, I know he didn't answer it because he only answered in 5-word spurts at a time. He didn't. He was pretty short to the point. I asked him about 30 questions. I got about 4.5 minutes.
He said, "What's the future of rock and roll?" And he goes, "Can you get me out?"
know.
And he goes, "No," and he goes, "Can you get me out of this fucking interview?" He's like, turns to the side to the guy talking to him.
Pretty much. So I don't know.
All right. Well, what do you think the future of rock and roll is, BJ Lisko?
No, I think, like I said, I think it's going to be even more kind of cult than it is now. I think it's going to always exist.
I mean, it's all right. It's going to be even less popular than it is now. Got you.
I think we might be fucked, Michael Butler.
Who cares?
That's not a good fucking.
I'll be dead anyway.
Shit.
I'll be living in the woods like the Unabomber. Hunting and off the grid. I'll be hunting and fishing, not even listening to rock and roll.
The rock and roll Unabomber.
You know what the future of rock and roll is? The Rock and Roll Geek Show, man.
Better. God damn it. Right. I expect to sell a lot of albums from this. Michael.
Yeah, the Turbo Lovers are the future of rock and roll, motherfuckers. Turbo Lovers.
Probably not, but if we can, let's do one more track. We'll close it out here, Michael. We'll let people go.
No more questions. No, one more question.
Go ahead.
No, I want you to ask one more question.
Oh, all right. Well, it's gonna be another pod.
Enough about you. Let's get back to me, man.
It'll be another podcast question. So,
I'm a fucking idiot. I tell you, I'm sorry, BJ.
No. It's all right. It's all good because I want to ask you podcast questions. But as far as one of the first, I mean, honestly,
a pioneer.
You were a pioneer.
By the way, I'm 5 beers in, so I apologize.
I'm 5 beers in too, so we're just yelling at each other across Skype. But five beers in and 600 episodes in. Well, more than 5 years in that time. But as far as
my 11th anniversary is coming up like this week, I think.
Do you take? Do you take pride in being a pioneer of the podcasting format? I mean, you were there from the very beginning, man.
No, because Eddie Trunk and all these other podcasts are way more big than mine. So no, I don't take pride in it.
None at all. 600 some episodes.
Listen, I don't give a shit. Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm burping. It's fine. Tecate. I enjoy sitting here in my closet size office and talking rock with the loyal friends of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. That's what I like about it. So I can take longest running music podcast in the world and stick that up my ass and shit it out tomorrow morning. It's not going to get me anywhere. So I guess I can be proud that I got into the podcasting thing early, but people got into the podcast game way later than me and are way more popular than me. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter though, man. I will say, I'll respectfully disagree with you there. It does matter. The Rock and Roll Geek Show is a great show.
I will say this: a lot of people started doing podcasts after listening to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I think
there's a million of them out there now. But what I like about the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and what I think your listeners like about the Rock and Roll Geek Show,
go ahead.
As we
ass kissing 101. Go ahead.
It's coming up, man. It's coming up. Here it comes. Look out. All right. Anything that. Generally, I mean, I don't know that there's been a whole hell of a lot that I've disagreed with you as far as your album reviews, what you recommend. So for the community, for the rock and roll community, and for your listeners, I think people always tune in because they know if they hear stuff, they're gonna get an honest opinion of what you think. And it's going to put it, I don't think that your Rock and Roll Geek Show crowd generally disagrees with you too much. And I think that they'd certainly definitely come to you, for your opinion on a lot of new releases and new bands and new things of that ilk. And so to segue that in, if anybody else is out there in a band and you remotely rock.
There you go. Go ahead.
Remotely rock. Get in touch with Michael Butler.
For the mere price of 100 begonias, you can plug your band.
We're talking payola here.
Exactly.
But it's wonderful payola.
Yeah, exactly. And we have fun. We talk rock, and we just shoot the shit and get and drink together.
Absolutely, and it goes right to. I mean, honestly,
it does go for a good cause.
It goes for a good cause and to keep the Rock and Roll Geek Show going.
Exactly.
And if you want to promote your band, I mean, if you're a rock band, for Turbo Lovers, I can't think of a better audience, a more just concentrated audience to go to. That I know it's like if these people hear this, there's a good chance that they're gonna like it. If I at least present it out there, I think this could be good. So any other bands out there, if you remotely rock, get in touch with Michael Butler and do this co-hosting gig, man. It's a fun time, and you can support the Rock and Roll Geek Show and support rock and roll. Let's keep this thing going.
Well, I hope people at least get turned on to Turbo Lovers, and if you like the Turbo Lovers, go to facebook.com/ is it The Turbo Lovers or Turbo Lovers?
The Turbo Lovers, and you can also find the album at iTunes.
Tell BJ you heard him on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. I know for a fact that a lot of people are buying the Iron Maiden album because I creamed my pants over it. I know for a fact that some people bought the Darkness album because I loved it. A lot of people, I think podcasting sells some records at least, or at least encourages people to go out and illegally download them. I don't know, but at least it gets people interested in some albums. So hopefully people be interested in Turbo Lovers. I think it sounds good, man. I think it's good rock.
No, thanks, man.
And the world needs straight ahead rock and roll, even,
I think so. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And don't illegally download bands like Turbo Lovers. Throw them $5, or go to the website and buy a T-shirt. If a band I like, if they're on a major label, sure, I'll get on the blogs and download their album. But if it's a band like The Darkness or somebody who's not on a major label, I will buy the album. I will go on their Pledge Music or whatever and buy it, because that's how they
survive, man. Right.
Exactly. That's how just like that's how the Rock and Roll Geek Show survives, by your donation. So support up and coming bands and bands that are struggling, or not even struggling, just bands that are doing it on their own, like Turbo Lovers. So if you remotely like Turbo Lovers, at least get on their Facebook and tell BJ you heard him on the Rock and Roll Geek Show and that you like his band, or even tell him his band sucks if you hate it. Okay, hold on a second. All right.
Michael, my friend, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You didn't just hear me kissing your ass, but I really lathered it up good, BJ. I promise you. I talked you up so much, man. I really did.
That's the best intro back in from the Tron exit we had.
Yeah. But I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Can we play one more to close? Play Roll Honey Roll to close if we can. And thank you so much, my friend.
All right.
This was the blast.
All right. How can we reach Turbo? How can we reach you? And how can we reach Turbo Lovers again, BJ Lisko?
Just go to Facebook. It's facebook.com/TheTurboLovers. We're at Turbo Lovers Rock on Twitter. If you search iTunes for Turbo Lovers, our albums will also come up. There's the last two are there. Over the Hump will be there, and the one before this, Hopelessly Addicted, is also there. You could buy Over the Hump there. You can go to CD Baby if you want cdbaby.com if you want a physical copy, or just message me through the Facebook page, and I can work it out through PayPal, and we'll send it to you. $10, including shipping. We'll get you the new Turbo Lovers record. So we think you guys will enjoy it.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Send me all those links so I can put them on the show notes, because I'm going to be posting this really soon. And I apologize for not editing it, but I don't really feel like editing it. It's not that bad anyway. I did some pausing and stuff, so.
No worries. I will, yes, absolutely, we'll send that over.
Well, BJ, thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. And you're a good guy and a supporter of rock and roll. And the world needs more rock and roll supporters out there. Thank you, Michael. Well, like I said, the world needs more rock and roll geek podcasters like yourself, brother. And thank you for the American Heartbreak rock and roll. Like I said, I still listen to those records to this day. But cheers, man. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, because nobody knows what the future of rock and roll is. Obviously, none. Fucking not at all. All right. BJ, thank you so much for coming on, friends. Friends, you can find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. You can find me on the Instagram, rockandrollgeek.com. Send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Area code 706-621-ROCK. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. All right, here's Turbo Lovers. Roll, honey, roll. BJ, thanks for coming on, friend.
Hey, thanks so much, Michael. Cheers, man.
All right, well, here you go. Here's Turbo Lovers. Right after this spinning beach ball.
Here it comes.
Is it going to come on? I don't know. Here, I'll go. You got another thing coming, right?
Right.
Exactly.
A lot of that.
Up to my neck in you, you're lots of a kind. Typically fell for you in drunk state of mind, but I never really loved you, I just drank too much. The next morning when the feeling was gone, I said that you and I we knew all along that you never really loved me, you just drank too much. When we ran out of patience, but I'm not writing a song for sympathy. Can't you give me something to believe? Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby. Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby, please. Tried to give ourselves another chance. Between the sheets there was a lot of romance, but we never really loved us, we just drank too much. We finally wrapped it up and called it a day. Still it was fun in its own perverted way, and I still think that I love you when I drink too much. When I ran out of patience, but I'm not writing the song for sympathy. Can't you give me something to believe? Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby. Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby, please. Show me what you got now, baby. Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby. Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby. Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby. Roll, honey, roll. Show me what you got now, baby.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.